The January transfer window is already in full flow, and it is Chelsea who have made the early statement. Maurizio Sarri's side have snapped up Christian Pulisic from Borussia Dortmund in a deal worth £58 million, although they have loaned him back until the end of the season. The Blues might not be finished there as Maurizio Sarri looks to add further to his squad, however Cesc Fabregas looks likely to leave. Win £25,000 for free with FOOTI85. Click here to play. Across London, Arsenal have reportedly submitted a £14 million bid for out-of-favour Real Madrid goalkeeper Keylor Navas. Elsewhere, Lions' Houssam Aouar has opened up on why his transfer to Liverpool fell through. But all British clubs, from Arsenal to Yeovil, will be keen to do business. You can see every completed Premier League transfer here. Follow all the latest transfer news and rumours live right here, brought to you by BetHard. Key events: Navas to Arsenal 22:47:46. Hayden heading south as Palace and Fulham wait. Crystal Palace may move for Newcastle's want away Isaac Hayden. The 23-year-old former midfielder has made it clear he wants to leave the Northeast. Palace are alerted to the fact he wants to play in the South, with Fulham also watching closely. Hayden said, "It's unchanged and the club have known that from day one. It wasn't going to change. My family, my partner and daughter will always come first. Football is football, but family is more important." The club have had conversations already. Hopefully a solution can be found. It wasn't in the summer, but I was professional and got on with the job I have to do. (23:58) Cheltenham snap up PRING 23:58. Emery tells Arsenal chiefs he wants to keep Ramsey until the summer. Arsenal boss Unai Emery says he wants to keep Aaron Ramsey until the end of the season. Ramsey is set to leave the Gunners on a free transfer, with his contract at the Emirates Stadium set to expire in the summer. Arsenal chiefs pulled a contract offer last year, and the Welshman is now evaluating his options, with a number of Europe's biggest clubs keen to take him abroad. The 27-year-old is able to sign a pre-contract agreement with foreign clubs, and Juventus are understood to be in pole position to land the midfielder. The Italian champions have reportedly put together a 5-year deal to take Ramsey to Turin, with the total package of the deal worth a potential £39 million. "I want him in the present with us," said Emery on Thursday. "At the end of the season is the moment he can go to one team or another team." Full story HERE 23:58. Perisic speaks out on Manchester United transfer. Ivan Perisic has admitted he was close to joining Manchester United in the summer. The Croatia World Cup star was one of the names on Jose Mourinho's list of potential summer signings, the lack of which largely contributed to the Portuguese's unhappiness at the club prior to his sacking last month. Perisic was targeted, along with a central defender, but in the end only Fred, Diogo Dalot and Lee Grant arrived at the club. Mourinho has since been replaced by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer on an interim basis, but Perisic spoke of his admiration for the Portuguese boss in the latest edition of 442 magazine. "It's true that an offer from Manchester United was on the table, and I was close to leaving Inter," he said. "But I decided to stay, and, as I said, Spalletti's perseverance to keep me played a big role." In football, small details in these situations are key. Admiration from a coach like Mourinho is definitely something that flattered me. Full story. HERE2323 Poch reveals transfer plans. Mauricio Pochettino admits Tottenham have to sell before they can buy. Boss Pochettino, the only Premier League manager now to add to his squad in the summer window, confessed it will be impossible for Spurs to make signings this month too, without making space first. The North Londoners, pumping fortunes into the construction of a state-of-the-art stadium opening soon on the site of their traditional White Hart Lane home, are keen to offload a string of players including Fernando Llorente, Vincent Janssen, Georgia's Kevin N'Koudou, Moussa Dembele and Victor Wanyama. Read more here. 2259 Morata eyed for La Liga transfer. Alvaro Morata has been offered an escape route from his Chelsea nightmare by Sevilla. The £58 million striker faces a bleak Stamford Bridge future after drawing yet another Premier League blank, this time on Wednesday against struggling Southampton. Morata has netted just 7 times this season, with his last top-flight strike coming on November 4. The club are exploring alternatives and have already had a move for Juventus's Gonzalo Higuain blocked. Bournemouth marksman Callum Wilson is also in their sights. (2210 Toffees I Malcolm). Everton could look to revive their interest in Malcolm this month. The Toffees had looked to sign the Brazilian from Bordeaux in the summer, but he moved to Barca. His playing time has been restricted this season, and Marca reports a loan move to Goodison has been explored by the Toffees. Everton already have Andre Gomes on loan from the Nou Camp and signed Yerry Mina and Lucas Dean on permanent deals. (2051 Stam snaps up old boy Clement Reading midfielder Pel Clement has agreed to leave the club and join Eredivisie side PEC Zwolle, who are managed by former Royals boss Joop Stam. Clement joined Reading from Ajax in June 2017 and made a total of 29 appearances for the championship side. However, the 22-year-old has played just 64 minutes this season after coming off the bench as a first-half substitute in a Carabao Cup win over Birmingham in August. 2006 US star signs on Tom Lapsley has signed a 2-year contract extension with Colchester, committing himself to the club until 2021. The 23-year-old youth academy graduate passed 100 Colchester appearances earlier this term, with his performances earning the midfielder a fresh deal. Lapsley joined Colchester as a 15-year-old and admitted he had no hesitation in extending his stay. "1925 Blues plotting Anya swoop troubled Birmingham are considering a loan for Derby outcast Akechi Anya. Anya, 31, has 18 months left on his contract at Pride Park, but has not played this term. The Scotland international can't go this month and Championship Brum are interested. Birmingham are under a transfer embargo from the EFL for breaching financial fair play rules. But they are allowed to sign one player on loan, as long as his wages are less than £10,000 a week. Brum boss Gary Monk admitted, "I know the player. When you are looking at the list we are looking at, it is a difficult one. Every player on the list is of interest." 1906 Lions in talks with Derby defender Millwall are in talks to snap up defender Alex Pearce from Championship rivals Derby. Former Reading stopper Pearce, 30, has made just one appearance this term under Rams boss Frank Lampard. That was on the opening day last August, and his prospects haven't improved despite a long-term injury to Curtis Davies. Lions boss Neil Harris now wants the defender to boost his side's battle against the drop, and Derby are ready to let Pearce go. Are in talks to snap up defender Alex Pearce from Championship rivals Derby. 1848 Don't miss out on the biggest transfers this year. Stay on top of your game. Head over to Bet Hard for high odds on the Premier League. "1831 Hayden Newcastle exit. Newcastle boss Rafael Benitez has been handed yet another transfer window problem, with Isaac Hayden still keen to leave the club. It's unchanged, and the club have known that from day one. It wasn't going to change. "1744 Defo agrees Rangers switch. Rangers have agreed a deal to sign on an 18-month loan deal. The Bournemouth striker will hook up with the Scottish Premiership side at their winter training camp in Tenerife. Defo has been given the green light to leave the Cherries for the remainder of his 3-year contract after failing to nail down a spot in Etihad's starting side this term. The 36-year-old will be among the travelling party when the squad fly out to the Canary Islands for the warm weather camp on Sunday. "1720 Bournemouth Klein. Bournemouth are trying to hijack Cardiff's move for Liverpool defender Nathaniel Klein. Manager Eddie Howe wants to bring ex-Southampton star Klein, 27, back to the South Coast on loan to solve his side's injury crisis. The Cherries do not have a fit right back after club captain Simon Francis and Adam Smith both suffered long-term knee problems. Cardiff chief Neil Warnock worked with Klein at Crystal Palace and had been hopeful of tempting the former England international to South Wales. (1709) Woodrow seals permanent deal. Collie Woodrow has completed a permanent move to Barnsley. The striker had been on loan at Oakwell. He joins the League One side for an undisclosed fee. (1654) Pochettino on Bowen. Spurs boss Mauricio Pochettino has played down reported interest in Hull star Jared Bowen. Spurs and Everton have been linked with the 22-year-old. 1621 Naldo joins Monaco. Monaco have snapped up Brazilian defender Naldo. The 36-year-old has signed an 18-month deal with Monaco. He had been with Shaki since 2016. (1609) Defoe set for Rangers, could be about to link up with former England teammate Steven Gerrard at Rangers. The striker is free to leave Bournemouth after barely featuring this season. Sky Sports reports he could join the Scottish Giants on an 18-month loan deal. (1553) Cardwell pens new Grimsby deal. New deal for Grimsby striker. 1553 Don't miss out on the biggest transfers this year. Stay on top of your game. Head over to Bet Hard for high odds on the Premier League. (1550) Coventry tie up Thomas deal until end of the season. Coventry City will keep Luke Thomas for the rest of the season. Thomas has been a key part of Mark Robins' attack since joining from the Rams in August, making 24 appearances in all and scoring 3 goals. Derby County boss Frank Lampard has been pleased with the teenager's progress with the Sky Blues, who have extended his loan spell until May. (1527) Klopp warns Liverpool fans over transfers. Jurgen Klopp says Liverpool fans shouldn't get used to the type of investment the Reds made in their squad in 2018. Alisson, Fabinho, Naby Keita and Xherdan Shaqiri arrived at Anfield in the summer for a combined total of around £170 million, adding to the £75 million purchase of Virgil van Dijk from Southampton last January. All 5 players have played important roles as the Reds have soared to the top of the Premier League table, sitting 6 points clear of second-place Tottenham ahead of their meeting with Manchester City, who are third, on Thursday. But Klopp says that the level of investment in the squad won't be repeated constantly in the current and future transfer windows. "We cannot do that constantly, spending big on players, and we will not do that constantly," Klopp told Sky Sports. The good thing was that, like most things in life, the timing was important. Full story. HERE 1504 Miller in need of a club after Laddock's release. Ishmael Miller has been released by League Two club Oldham Athletic. Miller joined them on a short-term deal last summer. An Oldham statement read, "Ishmael Miller has left the club following his short-term contract." The 31-year-old forward joined the club in summer and made 18 appearances, scoring 4 goals for Laddock in all competitions. "We would like to thank him for his services and wish him the best of luck for the future. Thank you, Ishmael." 1455 Ramsey offered staggering deal by Juventus. Juventus are pushing through their bid to land Arsenal's Aaron Ramsey on a free transfer ahead of their European rivals. The Wales international is in demand with his contract at the Emirates Stadium up in the summer and Gunners Chiefs having pulled their renewal offer earlier this season. Real Madrid, Paris Saint-Germain, Inter Milan and Bayern Munich are all interested in the 27-year-old, who is free to sign a pre-contract agreement with a foreign club now. Juventus chief Fabio Paratici has already confirmed the Serie A leader's interest. And according to Gazzetta dello Sport, the Turin Giants have already made their offer known to Ramsey. It's claimed that Ramsey has been offered a 5-year deal worth up to £6.3 million per year after tax. The Welshman would be handed a base salary of £5 million, topped up with another £1. £35 million if he plays 70% of the club's matches. Full story. HERE 1442 odds slashed on Nabil Fekir moving to Anfield. Liverpool are back in for Nabil Fekir according to the bookies, as odds were slashed on the Frenchman finally completing his move to Anfield. Fekir was involved in the transfer saga of last summer as his move from Lyon dramatically collapsed following the results of his medical, but he has been routinely linked with the switch despite denials from the Reds. Liverpool could look to bolster their squad given that they look to have their best chance of finally ending their long wait for a league title, with the Reds sitting 6 points clear of second-place Tottenham ahead of Thursday's showdown with Manchester City, who are third. Despite those injury concerns, Fekir has still managed to play 17 times for Lyon this season, scoring 7 goals. He's also netted in each of his last 3 appearances. The 25-year-old's contract will expire at the end of next season, and he is showing little sign of signing a new one. And bookies Betway have seen a surge of support for Fekir to complete his move to Liverpool this month. Liverpool's chase of Nabil Fekir proved fruitless in the summer, but it appears Jurgen Klopp is back in for the French international, said the firm's Alan Alger. Full story. HERE 1438 Van Veen rejoins Scunthorpe. In fact, it's a really busy day at Scunthorpe. Kevin Van Veen spoke about coming home after the Dutchman re-signed for United just under a year after departing for Northampton Town. "It's obviously a good feeling to be back," he said, speaking to Iflo Iron. "Obviously I know the club well, so it feels like home." "It was a tough decision because I was enjoying my time at Northampton. The biggest thing for me was the chairman's belief, and that was the biggest part of my decision." "I'm happy it's been done early." 14:33 Scunthorpe lose Humphreys. Scunthorpe have brought in Tony McMahon today. And now they've lost someone. 1400 Stockley can't wait to get started. Here's more on the move. Preston have signed striker Stockley from Exeter for an undisclosed fee, the Championship club have announced. Stockley, who has scored 16 goals in League Two this season, has signed a 3.5-year contract at Deepdale. The 25-year-old said, "I can't wait to meet all the boys and get training once everything is sorted out from a business, and you want to get the football going as soon as possible and to help the boys." "I'm glad I can come here in a rich vein of form, and hopefully I can continue that and offer my qualities to this already strong team." "I feel confident, and I'm very thankful for the move." Preston manager Alex Neil, whose side are currently 17th in the Championship, believes Stockley will give him a welcome option up front. "He is 6 feet 3 inches, he has scored the most headed goals in Europe this year, and I think we've got someone who, when the going gets tough and teams hunt us and press us, we can turn the ball up to him, work around him, and now when teams sit in, we can put the ball into the box and expect the big fella to hopefully get on the end of some of them." Stockley is cup-tied for Sunday's FA Cup tie with Doncaster and will be available for the first time when North End face Swansea on January 12. (13:41) Southampton confirmed Davies will join Rangers. Southampton manager Ralph Hasenhüttl has confirmed midfielder Stephen Davis is set to rejoin Rangers. The 34-year-old Northern Ireland captain looks set to return to Ibrox, having left to sign for Saints during the summer of 2012. Davis has found his first-team chances limited this season, and Hasenhüttl revealed the club would look to support the midfielder in his desire to move back to Scotland. "The fact is he has a half-a-year contract here until the summer, so what we want to give him is a chance to make the next step. If there is a possibility, then we will help him to do so," Hasenhüttl said at a press conference. "He has done a lot for this club, and there we find a good solution where we have a win-win situation for both sides." Asked if the deal was close to completion in the next few days, the Saints boss added, "It can be. I am looking forward, and if it is, then we will tell you."